got 9.5 hours of sleep last night, which was so needed. I was going to go to a run club this morning at 6 a.m., but my body just needed way more sleep, especially as I am starting to get into the peak weeks of this marathon build. It's really important to prioritize sleep, getting 7 to 9 hours of sleep, which I have not been the greatest at times. You know, the hardest thing about training for a marathon in the summer, really anywhere, but specifically in Central Texas, is it gets so hot outside so fast. And so it's like you have to start your run really around like 5:30, especially like your long runs, or else you're just gonna end up in the heat, because there are days where it is 85 degrees at 6:30 in the morning, and it's just gonna get progressively hotter. And so with that, making sure that you're getting to bed really early, and if you don't, then that, you know, it gets really thrown off. So it's a really odd balance. I've been doing, you know, quite a good amount of treadmill runs this marathon prep to make sure I'm getting a little bit of extra sleep. And then also the treadmill has been great because I've really been able to keep my recovery runs super easy, super low heart rate, super slow pace in the AC. And so it's allowed my body to bounce back and recover quicker, actually. But something I really wanted to emphasize early on in this video is the 5% does not matter if you are not taking care of the 95%, which is sleep and nutrition. 5% being like NormTec boots, cold plunges, red light therapy, all that stuff is great. And, you know, I think scientifically has some benefits, but if you are, you know, your nutrition, you're only taking supplements, or you're eating out, not getting enough protein, you're only sleeping, you know, 6 hours a night, doing the cold plunges and the red light therapy and all that type of stuff is not going to have as much benefits as getting a full night's sleep is over, you know, the long run. So like for me, when I'm doing that type of stuff, I try to check myself on like, am I sleeping enough? Am I eating enough? And am I eating quality foods? If I'm not doing that, well, you know, let's take care of that and then kind of go into the NormTec boots and such like that. I just love the NormTec boots because it makes my legs feel really good, especially after a long run. I don't know if there's much like scientific research on the boots, but I just know that for me, it feels like it helps with like blood flow and such. And so that's what I'll do out of like those 5% things. But yeah, I'm so happy that I slept a lot last night. My body really needed it. And I'm going to try this week really to get to bed early and just get a solid 7 to 9 hours of sleep, especially like if you train for a marathon too, you know, your body gets so fatigued, you know, towards these peak weeks of training. And so, yeah, it's just so important to be getting your sleep. So that's really something I want to emphasize in this video is make sure you're doing the 95% before getting super hyperfixated on that 5%. I'm gonna I feel really dehydrated, so I'm actually gonna go start hydrating. Okay, starting off the morning with electrolytes. Electrolytes are one of these supplements that I truly believe in and that I feel like help so much. I use Raw's electrolytes. I use Replenish. Per serving is 1,000 milligrams of sodium. This is the watermelon mojito flavored, and now I am partnered with Raw Nutrition. So if you guys want to try this out, you can use code Julz, get some money off. This stuff is really great. It sits really well with my stomach, and I always feel so much better after having some, especially too, like you go the whole entire night without hydrating or eating. And so getting some electrolytes in right in the morning is so important. I always start the morning off with 1,000 milligrams of sodium. Some people might think that's a lot, but at least for me, living in Texas where it is so hot, that's what makes me feel really good in the morning. It makes me feel like I can start my day off strong. You know, I'm not depleted. I feel fully hydrated, ready to tackle the day. That's so good. I suck at chugging. Suck at it. Maybe it's because I spent my whole college career doing Ironman 70.3s and not drinking. I don't know. Just can't open my gullet like all the other kids can. But I'm about to go to Lifetime, just get some movement in, some active recovery. I have an optional off day from running today, or I can go do a couple of easy miles. So we'll see how my body's feeling, but I'm feeling really fatigued from my 15-mile run. And so we'll kind of see how the day goes on. But yeah, gonna go to the gym, gonna get some movement in and some active recovery. Lifetime now. Gonna go home, make some food, and then I actually have an appointment with Nikki this morning. Nikki is one of my good friends here in Austin. She is also a chiropractor, and so ever since my injury a few weeks ago, she has been working on my calves and my feet. The past 4 years of being in the triathlon space and the running space, I've never had a running injury. So this was pretty brand new to me, and something I have more recently implemented into my recovery routine is just, getting worked on by Nikki, having her take a look at everything and monitoring that. Workout was really good. Just did some activity and some movement. That has also really helped the day after doing a long run when I'm feeling really fatigued. It's just kind of keep active recovery going. And so then I sat in the Normatec boots because, like I said earlier in the video, they just feel really good, especially when your body is fatigued and sore. But yeah, gonna go home now, make some food, and then head over to Nikki's office. All right, so heating up some food right now. I am reheating dinner from last night. I had coconut jasmine rice with ground beef with some of this Japanese barbecue sauce from Trader Joe's and some sweet Thai chili sauce over the top. This has been like one of my go-to like meals during this marathon prep. It is so good. And so yeah, that goes on to the next thing about recovery, and I talked about it a little earlier in the video, is just your nutrition and eating whole foods, quality foods. And then something I wanted to touch on for my ladies is something that you see a lot is women losing their periods during long endurance training blocks like this. And so I, knock on my head, have not lost my period ever. And something that I do during these training blocks to prevent it is, one, eating a lot, trying to not be in a caloric deficit, and then also eating some pretty fatty proteins. I've done some research. I talked to some other people who have lost their period and then have gotten it back, and who have said that the fatty proteins like salmon, steak, beef is a key to making sure you don't lose your period. And then with that too, just maintaining a healthy body fat percentage, which I'm a sweet treat girly, so that is not that hard, but that is another thing to take into consideration. But yeah, this is basically your just rice and ground beef, but with a little bit of flair because it's coconut jasmine rice, and then ground beef with, let me show you the sauce. And in the ground beef, I put this sauce from Trader Joe's. And then this is the sweet chili sauce that I will throw on the top of it. And that's that. But yeah, go-to proteins I've been eating this marathon block: eggs, salmon, steak, ground beef. Those have all been in the rotation, and it makes me feel really, really good. So yeah, just making sure you're getting whole quality meals in throughout your days, still prioritizing protein, and then for my ladies, making sure that you are eating enough and also including fatty proteins in your diet.
I was peeking to see what you're working on, so I have a heads up where I'll be working on. Julz is crazy type of calves.
Yeah, my calves are brick.
Yes.
How are your feet?
They're good, just sore. If I had to explain what it feels like right now, it's all just achy. Achy feet, achy calves.
How's your nutrition been?
Nutrition? Good, actually. I've been eating a lot.
Bottomless pit over here.
Literally bottomless pit. Float to the surface. Every time you do this, it's like all of the blood flow just goes. My right foot feels wild right now.
What is sort of?
Alright, it is 4:30 now. I've spent the last couple of hours doing some work. I had some meetings. I decided I am going to take today off completely from running. My body, it's just feeling really fatigued, and I feel like if I did go put some miles on my legs, it would end up making me more fatigued throughout the rest of the week. And we have a pretty big week this week as well as next week. Next week's actually my peak marathon long run. I have a 22-mile workout next weekend. And so I had a call with Katie. She's my coach, and she told me to just take today off, set myself up for a really good week of running. So yeah, I am actually going to go to Fleet Feet right now and grab a new pair of sneakers. I have to return some that I just got. They've really been hurting my feet. I normally rock the On Cloud Monsters, but their new model just has not worked well with my feet. And so I'm going to go return it, get a whole foot analysis done, and then get some new trainers. I don't know if I'll go back to the original Cloud Monster model or if there's a better shoe that works for my feet, but that's what we're going to go do. Going to go downtown, get that, and then I'm gonna have some friends over tonight for dinner and just to hang out. You know, this also goes along with recovery, is listening to your body. And so majority of this training block, on the days where I have had an optional day off from running or some easy miles, I have felt really good to do those easy miles, but just we're in the thick of prep right now, and I am really trying to do a good job at listening to my body because I don't want to end up burnt out, injured, or not be able to do well on my either long run workouts or my midweek speed workouts, because those are the key runs to hit during the week that we really want to optimize, especially this far along during prep and this close to the race. This is also where it's so important to have a coach to bounce ideas off of and to communicate with, because I know my body, I know how I'm feeling, but then just to communicate with Katie and her just say, hey dude, we have a big week of training this week. I want you to hit these specific workouts. And then also I want you to be fresh for your peak week of training next week. You know, just hearing that, it's reassurance, and also, yeah, just having someone to communicate with and bounce ideas off of. I know this video is a lot of me talking and not, you know, showing, you know, really cool runs or cool events I'm going to and such like that. But it really is like the title of this video, how to recover during a marathon training block really like optimally. It's not super like entertaining. It's a lot of the basic work of sleeping, eating, resting, being smart, taking care of yourself. You know, I feel like on social media right now there's so much just like gimmicks out there and people trying to sell you things, and everyone's trying to do all of the really flashy stuff, like the cold plunges, like the NormTech boots, like the contrast therapy, and yes, all that type of stuff has benefits, and I do it. You know, I'll cold plunge sometimes, I'll use the NormTech boots, you know, whatever. At the end of the day, the things that are going to benefit you the most are sleep, fueling, and listening to your body, resting. And so that's what I have been doing, you know, consistently over the past 4 years, and have gone 4 years without a running injury. I've done 6 half Ironmans now, almost 10 half marathons standalone, and now my second marathon. And so taking care of myself has really been the thing that has allowed me to do this. Oh man, oh boy. I switched up. I'm trying something new. I got the Asics Nova Blast. I've heard a lot about this shoe, and they are so cool. I've heard so much about the shoe. A lot of people here in Austin wear them. And yeah, I really went in with the mindset of I'm gonna get a different version of the Cloud Monsters, back to what I know. But then the guy at Fleet Feet was like, hey, why don't you try the Nova Blast? And I did a little jog in them, and they felt really, really good. So new shoe incoming. We'll see how this goes, but it felt really good. It was super responsive. Like for me, when I'm looking at a daily trainer, I don't want something too hard or too plushy. Like the plush feeling shoes really feel weird on my feet. And this one is kind of like a healthy mix, and it's also really responsive. That's another thing that I look for in a daily trainer. So we'll see how these are. I'll probably do a review of them in the next video, but I am very, very excited to try them out. But yeah guys, that is going to be it for this week's video. Thank you so much for watching, and thank you so much again for all of the love on this series. Just the support on YouTube has been so amazing, and I'm having so much fun creating this and creating my first series to just my first series in general on this channel. If you look back, I do a lot of race day recaps, you know, race day videos. I've never done an actual series into a race, and so I'm really enjoying this, and I love that you guys are enjoying it as well. We are only 33 days out from the Chicago Marathon, which is, it's crazy. I'm so excited, but we have this week and next week are the last 2 big weeks of the build. Next week is my 22-mile long run workout, so I'm probably going to do a video emphasizing that. And then episode 6, which I've had in the works for the past 2 weeks, is a really cool video, and I'm really excited to share it. So make sure to like and subscribe so that you don't miss it. I may or may not have gone to every run club in Austin, Texas. So that's your little hint for the video for next week. But yeah, just having so much fun with it, and I appreciate all of you. I do just want to end in saying, over the past 4 years and going through so many phases in this space of, you know, doing all of the biohacking stuff and taking all of the supplements and taking no supplements and everything, and so much trial and error, all of this is just what works best for me. You know, really putting the emphasis on the basics and, you know, doing all those extra things around it is what has worked best for me. And, you know, that's what I've learned from a lot of other people. And so, yeah, this video is just to help you guys, give you some ideas on what you can do. Maybe look at yourself and be like, am I sleeping enough? Am I eating enough? You know, stuff like that. But I just want to be a platform here that is real and authentic for you guys, where you know you can come to me. And yeah, I'm just going to keep it real. And this is what I do to recover. And, you know, another thing that I didn't mention on here is I do use the Theragun every morning and every night on my calves, my feet, and my quads. So that was something I watched this video back that I didn't include. But that is going to be it for this week, guys. Make sure to like and subscribe to follow along the series. And I appreciate you all so much. Thanks for being here. I'll catch you in the next video.